Hello everyone and welcome back to Halfmoon Aquatics. Today's video is going to be an update video. I have a lot of things going on around here and a lot of things changing, so I thought an update video was definitely due so I can just get you up to everything that's happening here at Halfmoon Aquatics. So the first thing that I thought I would update you guys on is kind of not a super fun one. I know that for a while now I've been saying that I'm going to be breeding betta fish, and I really have been meaning to do that, but unfortunately I think I'm going to hold that project off for a little while. And the reason is just because this is just not the right time for me to be doing that. Right now, over the summer, I am working full-time, and starting August 20th is when my college classes resume. So then I will be doing those college classes as well as working part-time, because I don't usually work full-time during school, just because college is hard. But when I have a break from, not a break from work, I'm still going to be working part-time, but when I'm not working full-time, I thought that would probably be a better time to breed the betta fish. Also, as well as summer has turned out to not be a very good time for me, just because I'm always doing something. I'm out of town every once in a while. I'm always outside, I'm always with friends and just hanging out, and usually more in the fall and winter it's kind of like chilled more and I'm inside more. I'm not out as much, I'm not leaving all the time, so it's just not a great time for me to be doing that. Breeding betta fish is definitely not super easy, and once you have the fry, it's really kind of not ideal to be gone or not be here all the time, because when they're little, and I guess all the time, they really need frequent water changes and very frequent upkeep, and the summer is just not a great time. So I think that I'm going to go ahead and do that in the fall. So on to good news though. I am completely redoing my fish room, like completely redoing it, and I am very, very excited about this. I have been keeping fish for several years now, and it has always been my dream to have a really awesome and epic fish room, and I have not been able to act on that dream until now. Before this, I was living in a college dorm and could not have multiple tanks. I only had 2 tanks. I had a 10-gallon and a 5-gallon, both with betta fish, and that's all I could have just because it was in a college dorm. So I'm like, I mean, you only have the little tiny space that you have, so that is what I had. So now that I have moved into a fairly large apartment, I am able to act on my dream, and my dream is to have a pretty cool fish room. My boyfriend, who is a very handy man, he is going to be building me a totally brand new and huge fish shelf, and I'm super excited, and that shelf is going to be holding many tanks. It is going to be bigger than what I need right now, just because I really want space to be able to have growth. So let's go into the fish room and I will show you kind of where it's at right now and what my plan is for it. So I do have 2 tanks that are not in my fish room and that are not going to be in my fish room, and this is one of them. This is my kitchen, and this is a 10-gallon tank that is currently home to Ron, one of my male betta fish, but this is very temporary. He is not going to be in this tank, and this is a tank that is going to be completely redone. I am going to put black paper on the back of the tank so that you can't see the cords and the pump back there, and I'm going to be adding tons of plants and hopefully some driftwood into this tank. And this tank is just going to be looking really awesome. I'm going to do a complete makeover in this tank, and I will for sure do a video on that. And then once my tank makeover is done, I am going to be adding a pair of wild bettas into this tank, and I'm super, super excited about that. And I'm going to be getting those wild bettas from Simply Betta, whose channel you probably know, and if you don't, I will link her channel below. But I'm going to be getting a pair of wild bettas from her, and those bettas will be going in here after I do my tank makeover. So that is super exciting, and I will be making a video on that. So this tank is in my bedroom, and this is my divided 10-gallon tank. This is probably not going to go in my fish room either, but that might change. I don't really know. But this is an awesome tank. I really love this tank. I think it's super cute. The only thing I kind of want to change about it is, well, maybe adding something like this on every one of them. But also this side doesn't really have like a high level. So like there's a high level plant and a high level plant over here, and this one doesn't. I kind of don't like how that looks. So I do want to add a high level plant over here. But for the most part, I really like this tank, and this will probably stay in here. Now we head to the fish room. This is kind of what I have going on in the fish room. It's like a total disaster and completely in shambles. But over here, I currently have 2 tanks on a very makeshift fish shelf. This is a shelf that I got from Walmart, and it is a heavy duty shelf, so it definitely can hold more than it's got on it, but it's not really ideal for my tanks, just because, for example, my divided 5-gallon tank, yes, it looks like it's fine, but it fits so tight that I can't even lift this up. And so I can't really do any tank maintenance on this without completely pulling the tank out. So when I do water changes currently, I literally pull the tank out so that I can get into it. But right now it's totally not functional. And it's a little better up here. I have a little more room, but it's still the same. So along this wall, my boyfriend is going to be making me a fish shelf that is going to be able to hold these 2 tanks as well as this 30-gallon tank. So I have this 30-gallon tank and another 30-gallon tank that I purchased off Craigslist, and am going to be cleaning out and adding to the fish shelf. I'm going to be making a video of how I clean these out and how I completely sanitize these so that I can use them in my own fish room. And when I do that, I think I will talk more about the plan for these and what I'm going to be putting in these and how I'm going to be like decorating these and everything. So I'll do the plan for these in a different video. But this 30-gallon and another 30-gallon are going to go on the new fish shelf. And I'm also hoping that I will be able to have the fish shelf be large enough that I can leave room for growth if I ever want to add tanks in the future. But currently this 30-gallon and another 30-gallon and then these 2 tanks are what is going to be on that shelf. And then I'm going to be moving this shelf over here, and that is going to be storage for my fish stuff. And then there's also going to be storage for my boyfriend's fishing stuff. Ironically, my hobby is fish keeping and his hobby is fishing. So here's some of his fishing stuff just kind of sitting out, and then his poles are in his car. But yeah, I just thought it's kind of funny. Like, my hobby is fish keeping and his is fishing. So over here is going to be like my fish room and my like fish wall of all my tanks and everything, and then over here I'm going to have some fish storage, but it's going to be like his fishing stuff, so it's kind of funny. So yeah, that's kind of like a really brief overview of everything that's happening in there, and I will definitely be documenting the entire fish room makeover, and it will be its own video, and it's gonna be super exciting. It won't be the next video that's up, just because I have a lot of other videos I'm going to be filming as well as that one. I'm going to be filming the whole process of me completely sterilizing and cleaning out those 30-gallon tanks in order to get them ready for my use. And I'm going to be filming some other videos that I have in mind. It's just kind of crazy to me that I have been in the fish keeping hobby for so many years, but finally my dreams of having a really awesome fish room are going to unfold and come true. And I'm super excited about that, and I really hope that this fish room ends up being as cool as I'm picturing it to be in my head. So I hope you're excited to see the update and see how it all turns out looking, and I will let you know how it all goes. So definitely tune into my channel on Friday. I have a really big surprise video for you guys on Friday, and you'll want to watch for sure. Make sure you do, because it's super exciting. Yeah, so if you have any questions for me or anything you want to let me know, put that in the comment section below. And yeah, definitely reach out to me. I do want to see what you guys are thinking, and just kind of, you know, maybe even just get to know you guys. So yeah, so have an awesome week and a super happy 4th of July, and I will see you on Friday. Oh, and definitely be sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't. If you want to keep up on all these awesome projects and be a part of the Halfmoon Aquatics family, definitely subscribe, and I would really appreciate it.